You're listening to FAMcast, the For All Manakind podcast, with your hosts, the competitive spirit, Trey Simpson, our own devil's advocate, Tim Weber, and the hopelessly optimistic Trevor Jorgensen. This is FAMcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to FAMcast. This is episode 84. I'm joined by Trey once again.
Hello.
On this lovely February evening. And we just finished streaming the first Nintendo Direct in, oh my gosh. I think I did look at the actual day count. It's been a while. It's been like 540 days. It's been since September of 2019 since we've had a true like Nintendo Direct full style, not focused in on like one specific thing. Yeah, because we've gotten a lot of these. They've done like the partner directs for like the Monster Hunter stuff, and they've done their indie showcases, but they haven't done a full-blown Nintendo Direct in a very long time. So this was very refreshing.
Yes, definitely.
It's good to, I don't know, kick off the new year, and I think they set expectations as best they could. People are always going to, whenever they see that Nintendo Direct announcement, you know, the red background, white text, people always start flipping out about, you know, Mother 3 and Metroid Prime 4. And
Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, Goku's coming to Smash.
Yeah, right. Everybody wants everything all at once, and you just need to temper your expectations. And we can dive into that a little bit further later on, because there are a few things that I don't know. We'll get into it later once we get to those announcements, I suppose. But yeah, first full-blown direct since September of 2019. Expectations for the internet were high. I think me and Trey did a good job of tempering those expectations. There were some things.
I'd say I did anyways.
Yeah. There were some things I thought we would see that we didn't, and some things I didn't think we would see that we did. So it was an interesting direct. So we'll jump into some of the announcements, and we'll do a kind of a quick recap here for what we saw. So first off, they in their announcement, they did mention that they were going to have Smash Brothers news. They said Smash Brothers and then games coming out the first half of 2021. And they kicked it off with a new fighter reveal, Pyra and Mithra from the Xenoblade universe. And she looks pretty cool.
She just looks pretty solid. Yeah.
Still so I guess it is one character.
Yes.
Kind of like how Zelda and Sheik used to be.
Yep. I say exactly. That was my comparison I was gonna say.
Yeah, which is kind of cool, right? Like that was one thing that made that character really special back in Melee, or I think it was Melee was the last time they had him fused. I think they split him in Brawl.
Yes.
Yeah, because in Brawl she had that phantom thing that she used to use. So yeah, first time that they have a character. I can't think of any other characters that have a form swap like that. So it's cool to see that back. I think it's something unique to see back in the game. As a fighting game person yourself, what did you think about the character reveal?
I think she looks really cool. I'm sure some people are still upset that they're getting another sword character into the game, but I think beyond that, I mean, she looks pretty cool. She's got a lot of really, really unique moves. Seems like instead of having a counter like most down Bs are in the game, it seems like she has like it's still a counter, but you actually like move instead of like, and you don't attack. So it's kind of like you're attacking me, I'm blocking, and I'll go past you. Think of like Ultra Instinct Goku. I think I even said that on stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's kind of a really quick dodge to where you could like appear behind him or something.
Yeah. That sounds exactly.
So you
but because I know at least the Pyrrha form. I don't know if the Mithra form showed it, but she also has at least in the Mithra form, she had like a downward firing like I don't know, it's like just like a gunshot or it's like a fireball, downward shooting fireball, which was pretty cool. I don't think I've seen a character do that before.
Yeah, it's Smash is a game I honestly haven't touched in a while, and there's a lot of characters that I haven't gotten hands on with. So I'm maybe when these characters, or this character, I guess I should say, when they come out in March, that'll be a good time for me to catch up with.
Yeah. I mean,
characters.
I haven't even picked up Sephiroth, which I'm surprised about, but
It'll. Yeah, I haven't either.
I'll wait till March when Mithra and Pyra come out. I think that'll be pretty cool. I'll buy that.
Yeah.
That set or that pass.
Yeah, like you said, I think some people are going to be upset at another anime sword fighter, but I think it's cool to bring in someone from I don't think anyone, or at least I didn't expect someone else from Xenoblade.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think she's a good fit. I think she was probably the more popular character of that game.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean Rex is cool, but he ended up getting what is like the me fighter outfit. So everyone was like, "Oh, well, Rex is out." So
yeah,
I don't think Xenoblade is gonna make it anymore. But then they came out with this, and I was like, "Okay, pretty cool." The stage seems kind of small. I didn't quite get
super small.
Understand that stage, but I don't know. We'll check it out once it comes out for sure.
I never played the game, so this weird grandpa dragon thing was interesting.
Yeah, it's new to me.
Yeah.
And I've said on stream, but I think Etika would have been super proud of seeing his character, or like one of his favorite characters, make it into the game. So
that's super cool.
Yeah, he loved that character so much.
I love that they always do these announcements with these gotcha moments. Like they play it off that it's something else. I guess sometimes it's a fake out to where they make you think it's a different character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like DLC for the game. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, so some more content for Xenoblade, but it's cool when they flip it around, kind of like what they did with Joker that first time around.
Oh yeah. I mean, they did the same thing with Geese, or not Geese. Oh my gosh, Terry. When they did that whole trailer.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, they always do such a good job, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more of them as always.
Yeah, there's 2 more left. 2 more slots.
I think so. Hang on.
Yeah, I think there's 2 more slots. It'll be it's gonna be cool once this whole pandemic thing's over and we can get everyone together for another tournament. Like, think how much the roster's grown since we first played.
Yeah, we still got 2 left.
Okay, cool.
That's crazy.
So I'm going down this list, but I think I'll save some of the bigger ones. At this point, by the time you're listening, you've probably already seen everything out there, but I'm gonna try and try my best to organize it the way that we saw it. It probably won't be close, but I at least know what came at the end, so we'll stick that to the end. One of the bigger Nintendo titles that was shown was Mario Golf.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty shocked by that one. I thought it looked really fun.
Yeah,
looked like a lot of fun.
Mario Golf Super Rush is what it's called, and I think the moment that it kind of clicked for both of us, because I mean Mario sports games are fun. Like we had our Mario Tennis tournament. We always have fun with those, and I'd say Mario Golf. Like I always put tennis over golf when it came to these Mario games.
Easily, yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is cool. But then once they announced this speed golf mode, this multiplayer mode, that's when I think me and Trey were both like, okay, this is actually really sick.
Yeah, it's like so at least from the gist of it, it was like everybody shoots at once. Swings, whatever golf terminology it is. I don't know. I don't play golf. And everybody shoots at once, and then you have to run to your ball to then continue to try to get into the hole, which it just looked really cool. Like you see all these characters using like supers, like
they're using power-ups and stuff.
Yeah, like Peach used like this weird like ballerina like hop looking thing. You saw Luigi using the ice flower, which is really cool to like kind of skate to the ball.
Yeah.
Yoshi using this giant egg to like roll towards it. It looked really, really fun. Definitely an interesting twist on a golf game, I would say.
Yeah.
I want to say there's another game that did it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. At least something similar to it. was it like Top Golf or like My Golf Game, whichever one. I think it was on like PlayStation or something like that. I forget.
Okay.
But I think it had something similar, but
Huh.
it was more of like almost like a derby sort of thing. Like you had like your golf cart and you had to like race to the ball, which
Oh,
is
okay.
interesting. But
Huh.
yeah,
Yeah,
this looks fun.
definitely. They showed off a few other things with it. Like the motion controls, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think at this point at least me personally, I think I'm a little bit over motion controls.
Yeah,
They're
I'm over them.
like they're fun for like party games, I think. And I mean we used them a little bit for Mario Tennis and stuff. So like it's fun in that group environment, but
Yeah.
if I'm playing solo, I definitely don't think I want to
Right,
do
just-
the motion controls.
Here we go. Let's do this.
But I mean, I'm sure some people like it. So I'm never upset at the fact that they put it in there as an option. I think it's cool to have it in there as an option, but don't require it.
Mhm.
Especially from an accessibility standpoint, I think that's probably the biggest thing is just making sure that everyone has a way to play.
Right.
So,
They definitely. I like that they. Well, I guess we'll get into it later on, but I'm glad they did that with having the two options of rather doing buttons and motion. But we'll get to that.
yeah, for sure. Last thing I was going to mention about Mario, or I guess two things really. One, it comes out June 25th, so a couple months away on that. And then they showed off the story mode, to where it's kind of like an RPG style thing, to where
Yeah, you use your me and
yeah.
I guess like after leveling up, you have like points you can use into attributes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like your swing, speed, and all that stuff like that. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Make my own little me powerhouse.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Switch I'm kind of surprised hasn't changed is the Mii's. I think obviously they were very popular when they were released with the Wii, but they've kept this system going throughout their DS consoles and now on the Switch. I'm surprised they haven't overhauled the system to update it with like more features, like more eyes and hair and I don't know. It's just kind of interesting.
Like there's like some games that take advantage of it. Like it was like what was that Me game they announced today too? Miitopia? Right?
Yeah,
Is that
Miitopia.
what it's called? Yeah, I mean there's games that take advantage of them, but like not like the base Me itself. They don't really like do too much with. But other games take more advantage of it than the actual like in console system, I guess you could say, for Mii's. But
Yeah.
regardless, it looks cool. I'm glad they're actually doing that instead of like you're playing as Mario going through the story mode. It's actually like, no, you're playing your character going through this tournament or whatever this event is that's going on in the Mario universe.
Yep, agreed. Another one that was announced that I think both me and Trey would add this one to our top list would be Project Triangle Strategy.
Oh my gosh, yes. What a gorgeous mix of like having this. It's the same people who did Octopath, at least from what I could tell.
Yes.
It's got like that HD graphic. What's the I forget the terminology they used when it first came out. It's got like the mix of like the really really nice like looking graphics, and then like the characters are all just sprites.
It's like a 2D 3D blend.
Yeah. Oh god, it looks so gorgeous, but I want it. I want it right now. I think the demo came out right after it, didn't it?
Yeah, so the full game isn't coming out till 2022, which is, I feel like years are starting to sound weird to say out loud. Like,
right.
So they did have a demo come out today, so definitely need to get hands on with that. And they said it's not a sequel, just kind of more of a successor to Octopath. Which is good. So that way it's, if you haven't played Octopath, you can still jump into this.
I'm curious if it's like in the same universe.
Yeah, they didn't say. I'm not sure. It definitely seems similar at least, but I feel like all RPGs could probably fall within that category, you know what I mean? But it's a tactic style instead of last time it was like a traditional turn-based kind of thing. Like Final Fantasy. This one's more Final Fantasy Tactics. or Advanced Wars, which I haven't played a tactics game in a long time.
Same here. I mean, I was playing they came out with a tactics mobile game, which was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But I stopped playing that for a little bit. I think I got through the first 3 levels. I was like, this is fun, and then I went back to playing like Valorant or something like that. But yeah, tactics style games are always interesting, just because of like the multitude of, I guess, ways to beat a level.
Yeah.
Because like I think between me and you, we're gonna play the game completely different, right? Like I'm gonna go like ranged characters. You could be going all melee or something, you know, which would be pretty interesting. Or you're just going to the face to the enemy. Where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this guy here. I'm gonna do this, and then because they put in those mechanics where it's like you bounce an enemy back, and then if you have like a friendly character nearby that person, it'll do like a follow-up attack, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. A lot of the combos were really interesting. Like they had some guy light grass on fire. Then they had some guy cast ice on it, so it melted the ice, so it turned into a water puddle. Then they had some other guy cast lightning on the water puddle to electrocute everyone nearby.
Yeah,
like I like
so
that kind of
crazy
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's
sucker
gonna be
for
really
that for
cool.
sure. And the story itself, it sounds like there's like the choices and consequences style thing, to where you make choices in the story, and that branches off into different paths and determines who joins your team and who doesn't.
That whole like council system where you like, I don't know whether it's in like the middle of a stage or like at the end of every level, or it's like your consequences that you did in game like teeter towards that. Like, okay, if you lit that grass on fire, these farmers are going to be mad because that was their crops or something like that. I don't know. So like it kind of weighs that out, and then like if you did that, this person will join your party, but if you didn't, then you won't get that other thing. It's pretty cool. It's different.
Yeah, a lot of dialogue choices that we saw. So it looks fun. I think that's definitely one to look forward to, and excited to try out the demo. Now that I think about it, just because we were just talking about tactics, I did just play a tactics game like last week. The Floppy Knights demo.
Oh yeah. How was
that? Really, really fun. Not to get off track too much, but if you are looking for a tactics style game, the Floppy Knights demo is a tactics game with card game mechanics. So it's a super fun combo. I like card games and I like tactics games, so it's just a really fun combo. So you like build your deck with all these cards. You play those cards. You have like an energy meters, so you're kind of limited on how many cards you can use each turn, but really fun.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I mean, at least from what I've seen of it, it looks pretty damn gorgeous.
Yeah,
I want to play it.
Yep, definitely worth it. One of the early announcements was Fall Guys coming to Switch.
Yeah, that's exciting, right? Like,
very exciting.
We here at FAM had a good time with playing it on PC.
Yeah.
And I still play it every once in a while just to to kill some time. But it being on the Switch I think it's going to be a lot of fun, just because you can take it on the go. I'm hoping they'll eventually come out with crossplay for Fall Guys, but we'll see.
Yeah, crossplay would be huge. But I think you hit it. Like, being a game like this to where you can just jump in, for a round or two when you're I don't know, you take your Switch somewhere and you're waiting on an appointment, or you're waiting in your car for someone, just like knock out a round or two of Fall Guys. Like, it's something really easy to boot up and get a game in, and then get along with your day. So
yeah,
I think it fits perfectly. Next, we had kind of an odd announcement that we didn't really see a whole lot of it. The Star Wars Hunters announcement from Zynga. I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about it, I guess. It's supposed to be like a third-person shooter set in the Star Wars universe. I think that's all the information that we really got out of it.
Yeah. All I saw is we know it's a multiplayer game, and it's from Zynga. What's
Zynga done? I don't even know.
I thought they did mobile games, to be honest.
Okay.
I could be wrong. To be honest, my brain is a little fried after after spending the entire day thinking about the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, that's fair.
They did mention that it's set between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, so
yeah, that'll be interesting. Maybe there'll be some story beats in there.
Speaking of story beats, we are getting some Age of Calamity DLC, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC. They're doing an expansion pass, which I played the first Hyrule Warriors when it was out on Wii U, and it was fun, but I didn't go through and beat it. This one I picked up and didn't really get around to playing it until probably last December. Me and KB were like obsessed with this game for like a month. Like I'd go over to her house on the weekends and that's all both of us would play. Like from the moment I got there till we went to bed. It's a blast, and it has so much story to it.
Yeah, it was really cool watching you guys play, at least when you guys were here playing it.
Yeah.
Gorgeous game. And at least from the story that what you've told me, it seems pretty on point for any Zelda lore fans out there. So I'm curious about that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to pick that up and try it out.
Yeah, it's really fun. You get to play as so many different characters. There are a lot of fan favorite characters from Breath of the Wild that I think a lot of people kind of fell in love with those characters. So to be able to play as them now is really cool. And looking at the kind of the breakdown here, so they have Wave 1 of the DLC coming in June, Wave 2 coming in November, which will be kind of the anniversary of its release. So they're doing like an expanded roster. They don't say exactly how many characters, whether it's like one per wave or whatever it is. New challenges, new maps. So basically what you would expect from a game like this. But $20 for the DLC definitely seems, no, I think that's definitely a fair price. Oh, here we go. Another one that got me really excited. Super Mario items coming to Animal Crossing.
Yes, dude. It's such a nice, like, I guess you call it a throwback.
Yeah.
Those old, like the GameCube items. I remember getting those. Those were really fun.
I remember, yeah, they had a ton, especially in Wild World. I think it was. It was either Wild World or New Leaf. I can't recall, but they added a bunch of them. Like you had the Master Sword and the the vehicle from Star Fox, the R-Wing, thank you.
Landmaster.
Yeah, they just had a bunch of Nintendo inspired items, so it's cool to see these Mario ones come into play, especially the floating blocks.
Yeah, that'll be intriguing. I'm curious how those are going to place.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see if people come up with like courses for people to run through. And so they have items like the brick blocks, question mark blocks, mushrooms, and then they also have outfits. Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Peach were at least the only ones that we saw. Not sure if there's more, but those are at least the ones that we saw. But I think the biggest thing that we all saw that was super exciting was the warp pipe.
Yeah, dude, that thing is crazy. I'm so curious if they're going to be able to put multiple down, but
to map them,
yeah.
So being able to put down 2 warp pipes and you're able to use it to teleport basically from one end of your island to the other is really cool. Like you can just put it outside your house and like have it warp to your favorite spot.
Right.
Like right in front of the shop or whatever you want to do.
That's probably where mine's going to go.
Yeah, it'll be cool to, especially if, like you said, Trey, if you can set up different ones. I don't know if they will, because I feel like at that point, I don't know. I won't say never. That'd be really cool if you had like a transit system of warp pipes on your island.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And they had a few other cool ones that we haven't seen in the past. Like they had a thwomp.
Oh yeah, yep. I forgot about that.
And they the coins that you can run through and they disappear for a couple seconds. So that comes out. The update comes out February 25th, but you can't actually buy the items until March 1st.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I think I probably misunderstood that because they came out the 25th, and I was like, okay, yeah, they're right around the corner.
The way they do their updates are kind of odd. Like they put the update through like a week before or so, but then like it's the same thing with the festival, I guess I should say, the bird that just came this past Monday, Pave. Like that update came out like a week or so prior, but you couldn't actually see Pave until that date. So
Gotcha.
yeah, not sure why they do it. I'm sure there's a reason. Probably has to do with time travelers.
Probably.
We also got, Trey, you had mention of this earlier, the Miitopia remake from that 3DS game, which it was always interesting, or an interesting concept. So if you didn't check out Miitopia, it was kind of like I don't know, it was a pretty simple RPG, but you got to use your characters or your Miis as the characters in the game, so you can.
Yeah, it's kind of like a build your own RPG in a way, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. So you add your Miis to the game, and then you can make them your teammates. You can make them the villain. So it's fun. I'm kind of surprised that it has that $60 price tag attached to it. But they could be adding a lot more than what was in the original 3DS version. So I don't want to say it's unjustified because I haven't been able to see enough yet. But hopefully with that $60 price tag, it comes more content. So we'll see. One that I've always heard good things about and I've never gotten around to is Outer Wilds.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat. I've heard about it, and I think this is actually the first time I've actually seen it. But it looks great. It looks pretty cool. It's interesting.
I've seen it multiple times, but I never understood I've never looked into the concept of it. I've always just been like, oh, that looks like a pretty game. But the fact that you have 22 minutes until the universe implodes or the universe dies or whatever, and then you start over, but you have that same knowledge that you had prior. I think that's a really cool mechanic. So
yeah, it's a unique spin on an exploratory kind of game.
Yeah. That's something I think Faults even said it's on Game Pass right now, so that might be one I'd check out on Game Pass too. But it sounds like a great fit for the Switch. A surprise one that definitely caught me off guard was Neon White.
Yeah, the luscious tones of Steve Bloom brought us into that one.
Yeah, that's what caught me off guard first, and then they showed this badass demon mask wearing white suit wearing dude.
Yeah,
the characters look super cool, and it's how did I describe it on the stream? It's like an FPS with card based mechanics.
Yeah, it's exactly what it seemed like.
Again, I know I just brought it up with Floppy Nights earlier, but having a genre that wouldn't normally have card mechanics and throwing them in there, especially with something like an FPS, is so cool.
Yeah, because you see it in the trailer there, where it's at first they're shooting something, and then they pick up a green card, and then turns into a pistol, but it has stomp on it, or something like that.
Okay.
So then the character jumps up in the air, and then uses this green card, and then does a ground bounce or ground pound.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to even explain it, man. It just looks really cool.
Yeah.
Shooting demons in heaven, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It just looks badass. I don't know what else to say to it.
Yep. It's that's definitely one to keep an eye out for. We'll be getting that for sure.
Yeah, it looks like a speedrunner's kind of dream, really.
Yeah.
Just the way it looked. It looks really cool.
Yep, 100%. A few honorable mentions here, just because I don't want to go through every single game. But we had a physical edition for Hades, which is $40 because it comes with a physical, kind of like a character art book kind of thing, and a digital download of the soundtrack. We had Knockout City.
Yeah, that one was interesting.
It was.
It kind of looks like a dodgeball open world, or at least open arena, I should say.
Yeah.
Dodgeball meets I don't even know what. Maybe I guess you could say Overwatch, because you're picking these characters that have certain abilities, and you kind of combo off of each other.
Right.
So you had like one guy like turned himself into the ball, passed like was picked up by his teammate, threw it to another teammate who like energized the person, turned them into a bomb, like threw them up in the air, and then that character turned into a bomb. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
This looks crazy, right?
It's an interesting concept.
I like the art style. It looked cool.
Yeah. Another one that I think a lot of people have been waiting for, No More Heroes 3.
Yes. Cannot wait.
Which it definitely had an interesting look.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like a kind of a meta take on like all these different gameplay genres, right?
Right. It's a very, very self-aware game.
Yeah. I like that he has the Joy-Cons as his
as
the weapon
like
on his
the glove thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems cool. I never got into the No More Heroes games, but I know Trey, you're a pretty big fan.
They are fantastic. Apparently they're on the Switch, and I had no idea. 1 and 2, I guess, they're in the eShop, and I had completely no idea about it. So I'm gonna have to jump into that and pick those up on the Switch now.
Yeah, that one comes out August 27th of this year. Travis Touchdown is one character I could see them bringing to Smash.
To Smash, I wish they would. They turned him into a Mii fighter, so I don't know.
Oh, did they?
We'll see. Yeah.
I feel like once you get that Mii fighter death, your chances are done.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. Everyone saw that Geno last time, and they're like, "Yep, all right."
They were pissed.
We saw a new trailer for the Monster Hunter Rise game, which
so
good.
I said it on stream, but it's still mind blowing to me. Like their monster design team, I don't know who they are, but like, bravo to them because they make these elaborate monsters that like actually fit the world, and like the abilities that they do actually like fit those characters. It's nuts. It's still crazy to me.
That
they
lava
showed
spider thing.
3 new monsters, I think, for Rise. So got a pretty interesting roster to get through.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be an exciting one. I fell in love with Monster Hunter World very hard. I'm excited to get back into a Monster Hunter game again.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun because you can be playing on the couch or playing on the TV, and I can be right next to you on the couch playing it with you. So
yeah, I
think I like that. The thought of that, it sounds a lot better than us being in 2 separate rooms and playing World together or something.
Sure. Yep. So there were a few other games that we just didn't touch on just because there were a ton, and I don't want to go through every single one just for the sake of everyone listening. Just kind of want to hit on our highlights on a few things that we found interesting. So getting down to the last heavy hitters, right? So it finally got to a point to where Aonuma stepped out and was like,
yes.
hey, listen, I know what you guys want, but I don't have it. I know you guys want news on Breath of the Wild 2. It's still on track. We're still hard at work, but we got nothing right now, which I totally respect. Like, I know everyone's super disappointed, and I get it. Like, the game was announced 2 years ago. 2.5 almost.
God, really?
No. It's 1.5. It'll be 2 years this summer.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Time, it's that pandemic time that, you kind of get lost in.
Crunches everything.
So about 1.5 years, almost 2. That could be wrong, but we'll go with it. It's been a while. And we haven't had a drop of news since. So I'm at least glad that he acknowledged it. Aonuma was like, hey, I know you want it. We don't have it. We're working on it, but we'll have more news for you later this year. Which that's exciting in itself, right? Like we know that at least this year we'll get more news.
Yeah, and at least we know that they're still working on it, right? Unlike Metroid Prime 4.
Bayonetta 3.
Yeah. One day we'll get them.
Yeah, we'll get them. I think that's where we've seen this shift. We had a few E3s like that one E3 that we all went to, Trey, where they announced Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3 the same year. Last year they announced Breath of the Wild 2. with like kind of no tentative date, right? On all three. But now they're getting into announcing games and releasing them months later.
Yeah.
Like we just found out about Mario Golf. It comes out in June. We
Right.
just found out about
I like that a lot better than
Mhm.
being like, here's a game now in development. It's like, why even announce it?
Exactly. I think they've learned their lesson because
Yes.
they keep doing that more and more often. They did that with Age of Calamity last year.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew that was coming, and all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, it comes out in 2 months. Surprise.
Yeah. Surprise. Here you go.
So I agree 100%. Let's keep that going.
Yeah. I wish a lot of companies did that.
Yeah. Like the furthest they'll go out, it seems, is a year, which I think is fair. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
we're in 2021. I think it's totally fair to say like, hey, it's coming in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Anything past that, I don't know if it's worth announcing that early.
Right. At least like, okay, so I don't know. I'm not going to jump the gun. Because
Okay.
I was going to say, they announced something today that's set for 2022, but at least they actually had some kind of inkling of of gameplay or something to show for it. Unlike Metroid Prime 4, where they literally just had a 4 with a glow on it, and that was it.
We were screaming though.
Yes, the entire hall of the LA Convention Center was screaming.
Oh my gosh, that was so hype.
Yes.
But without getting too off track, so no Breath of the Wild 2 news right now. More this year, but there was some Zelda news. Not the Zelda news everyone was hoping for, but we did get a Skyward Sword HD announcement.
Yeah, I think it's like the one game that we didn't play, right?
Yeah, so it's the one of the main line Zelda games that I've never played through.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Like I'm a pretty big Zelda fan, and I didn't play that one just because the controls were so frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even buy a Wii U, so.
Yeah. Well, this was in the late part of the Wii.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was in 2011 maybe.
Okay.
I think.
I thought that came out for the Wii U. Well, shows that.
Well, yeah. I mean, either way, I mean, we haven't played it, so I think it'll be cool for us to get back into. And they did address the issues with the controls. So I was a little worried because they showed off. They started talking about controls. I'm like, okay, here we go. But then they just started off showing more motion controls with the Joy-Cons again.
Yeah, I was like, please no. God,
yeah, I was like, oh, come on, don't. To be fair, like they definitely look better than they did on the Wii, and we don't have the sensor bar and everything. So cool, I'm good with that. But their solution, because they said they have a button mapped option, but I think a lot of it is just how Skyward Sword is built. A lot of it has to do with the directional. Like it depends on how you swing your sword, like direction wise, whether it's vertical, horizontal, diagonal. So I think they had to have that in there some way. So it's actually mapped. Your sword is actually mapped to the right stick. So if you go up, you're slashing, vertically. If you slash right or left, you're going horizontally. I don't know. Like when I think right stick in a game like this, I think of camera.
True.
Ooh,
you know what? Ooh, yeah, that's true.
So that's the only thing that worries me. I just don't know how that's going to work. Like I'll try the motion controls just to try them out and see how much of an improvement they are. But I would, for something like this, I think I would much rather prefer button mapped.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna play through button mapped unless the motion controls are actually pretty good. Then I may go with the motion route. We'll see. Though.
It will. So that's something I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So I think a lot of people were hoping for some sort of big Zelda 35th celebration, right?
Yeah, I mean when he came out, that's what I thought he was about to announce. But
yeah, me too. The actual date of the anniversary is this Sunday, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the 21st, or at least close to it. So everyone's like, okay, it's right before then. This is it. This is when we're gonna get it. People thought we were gonna get a trilogy, kind of like what Mario got on the Switch. Nope. But it could be something that they're still working on, and it's not necessarily, okay, we're kicking off the anniversary. We could easily get something sometime the rest of the year, like, hey, it's still the 35th year. We're going to celebrate it with a trilogy of remakes on the Switch, whether that's Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, whatever combination they decide to go with. I'm sure at least someone will have a game that they enjoy. Because I get it. Like, only one HD Switch remaster was announced today. So it's not everyone's favorite. Some people want Majora. Some people want Wind Waker. Yeah. I
would love to have Wind Waker again. I think having it on the go would be really nice. But then they just I won't say just, but they did it on the
Wii U.
The Wii U, yeah. Mm-hmm. If they could port it over, I'd be okay with that.
I mean, that's what's kind of surprising, honestly, is I feel like they've taken so many Wii U games to port them over. Like, think about like Mario Kart 8 and Hyrule Warriors. I think they've ported over a lot, that it was kind of surprising not to see Twilight Princess and Wind Waker as part of this. But like I said, there's still the whole rest of the year that they could have a whole direct just dedicated to Zelda's 35th. So we'll see.
Yeah. Great. It's probably not going to be on Sunday, like on that date.
Right.
I'm sure they'll have it. At least I would hope they would have it sometime this year.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's still the beginning of the year.
Yep. If now wasn't the right time to announce it, I'm sure they've, with as big as they went for Mario's, I feel like they have to have something for Zelda. So we'll see. Or maybe it'll just be like a Metroid. Metroid's 25th is 30th? 35th? Metroid has a big anniversary this year too. It would have to be 35, right?
Metroid, yeah.
It would have to be.
Yes.
Metroid has some sort of big milestone this year, but I'm sure it'll be forgotten about, and we won't get a single Metroid announcement this year.
Right.
Because
damn it.
I'm just trying to forget about Metroid altogether. Like that way I just don't get my.
Yeah, I mean
I just need to set the expectations. They'll announce something when it's ready, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
what I'm holding off on.
They did show off some Hylian Joy-Cons, which look really cool. The right ones based off of the Master Sword. So it's kind of a dark bluish color. The Hylian Shield is kind of Master Sword's like a dark purple. The Hylian Shield is like a dark blue. And they've got like different symbols on them
clean,
and stuff.
Man.
They look really nice. I'm sure they will be extremely hard to come by. So set up your Wario 64 alerts, everyone. That'll be probably your one chance to get them, I'm sure. But then in true Nintendo style, they closed it out with just one more thing. And this was honestly the one that I knew that some people wanted, but I wasn't expecting this, or at least for this direct. Splatoon 3 got announced for 2022.
Yes, sir.
And it looks really good.
Yeah. Seems like it's on more of like an open world sort of thing. I don't know. I can't really speculate too much because it's just kind of like a teaser. I don't know.
Yeah, the first part, is that teaser where they're like creating their character, which I think a lot of people applauded because there's it's all like gender neutral, which is kind of cool. So just like create the character that you want without, conforming to anything that you don't feel represents you, I guess.
I thought it was a really unique way of like creating your character too, right? So it's like first it was like you took off the glasses.
It shows those eyes.
Yeah, it was like he changed the glasses and then like took off his like mask thing. Like so cool, man. I like that a lot. Took off the hood.
Yeah.
So you can, change with kind of tentacles or whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then it went to the little guy.
Oh yeah, the little fish blob thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it that seems like it's gameplay right there, but because then the character gets up and walks to the train station. They arrive in this big new city, and then it cuts to some gameplay, which the gameplay for Splatoon always looks so fun. It's fast paced. I love the idea of, this kind of control style gameplay where you're trying to cover the map in your team's color. I'll definitely be picking this one up. Splatoon's fun, but Trey, you made a mention of netcode when this was shown.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that I guess there's been rumors, or I don't know if this has been a confirmation or anything like that. But there's been rumors that Nintendo's actually going to be updating their very archaic netcode to something different, which I'm hoping it's going to be like rollback, because if this Guilty Gear beta has shown anything, that the rollback netcode that they have implemented is the best. But I'm hoping they roll this. They're going to be making Splatoon 3 kind of based off of this netcode, so that way we have a much more, I guess you could say, popular game. Not to say that Splatoon 1 and 2 weren't, it's just that the online for that game was just like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that really killed that game for me, was the netcode. The game itself, super fun. But the netcode, like playing online with people, not so fun.
I think that's one thing that I would love to see in this Nintendo Microsoft. Oh my gosh, I can't talk tonight. Microsoft partnership. I'd love to see, like, let Xbox help you out with their online services. I feel like that's one thing Nintendo lacks, is just the overall online experience. Not even like the netcode like you're talking about, just the overall experience of like adding friends and inviting people to games. Like, everything just seems more challenging than it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have to be that partnership with Microsoft. I just think they've got a good system locked in. And I'd like to see Nintendo kind of get, I mean, think back to like Sword and Shield. How frustrating is that to use the online features?
In Sword, God, it's bad. It's real bad.
So I'm with you, man. I hope that we see an improvement in their netcode, or just a complete revamp on their online services. I'll gladly pay more for Nintendo Switch Online per month or per year if that's what it takes. Like,
if that means bumping up the subscription, I'm 100% all for it.
Yep, definitely worth it. And that was their last announcement. So Splatoon 3 headed to your Switch 2022, and we'll see what else we get the rest of this year. My guess is we'll probably get I don't know. I think we'll probably get some sort of Pokemon announcement next week, because next week's the 25th, and they're doing that Post Malone concert, and they said they have some other announcements planned next week. So
Malone.
We'll see if they do it direct style, or if they just start dropping random news. I mean, that's how they did it with Pokemon Snap. There wasn't a direct for that. They just dropped it. I just woke up one morning and was blessed with a new Pokemon Snap game. So who knows what next week will look like. Overall, what if you had to give this a grade, like
a grade,
like A through D, or A through whatever you want to give it?
I would give it like.
You don't have to do pluses and minuses, just letter.
I mean, I'll give it a B.
Yeah.
Maybe closer, leaning towards a C.
A B minus. Okay.
Yeah, B minus. Yeah, I know we're not giving it pluses and minuses, but I would probably give it a C plus B minus. Because it wasn't like exactly the things I wanted to hear. I wasn't setting my expectations up very high anyways, just because I kind of knew that they weren't going to be. I had a feeling that they weren't going to be announcing too much. Yeah, I think it was okay. I'm glad we got Skyward Sword HD. I mean, that's cool. Mario Golf, I think, looks fun. It looks fantastic, but we've been waiting for some of these other games for so long, like Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, all those other things. But I get it. So but I would have loved to seen a screenshot of Breath of the Wild 2 or something. Give me art, concept art. I don't care. Just give me something.
No, I feel you, man. I'm probably in the exact same boat as you. if I'm not critically, if I just give you the grade after just watching what I saw and not diving, like not critically thinking about any of it, I'd give it a B. If I go in there thinking about it and knowing that, it's Zelda's 35th, and it's not even really acknowledged, like that, I think that drops it down a little bit. And I know that sounds, I guess, entitled, but also like I feel like you set the expectation with Mario that, hey, you're celebrating this franchise's 35th anniversary in so many different ways, and that's wrapping up at the end of March. So it feels like now it should be transitioning into Zelda. So I think a lot of people were expecting that, and it just didn't. It just didn't hit. So if I'm going to be like overly critical, I would probably be, in between that B and C mark. But I enjoyed what we saw. Like you said, there were things that I didn't expect to see. I couldn't have guessed a Mario Golf. I knew Splatoon 3 was something people wanted, but I didn't expect to see it here. And I definitely didn't see the Project Triangle strategy. Like that was really cool.
Yeah, that was very cool too.
So there are a lot of really cool things. It's a lot, and I think there's so much to be excited for that it's, I don't know, just find something to enjoy. People are so quick to just be like, I didn't get my Majora's Mask or my Ocarina of Time remake, so this Nintendo Direct sucked. I didn't get.
Good. Yeah,
I didn't get Mother 3.
I'm not gonna say it sucked. I was a little
I wasn't.
disappointed.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you were. I'm just saying from what I've seen early reactions on Twitter.
Oh, people are still complaining about Pokemon, and that's a whole other story. I think we had a podcast about gamer entitlement. So
so I get it. There's not every Nintendo Direct is going to be specifically centered towards you, right? Like not every game is made for you, and that's okay. Like that's what.
And this is a Trey-tendo Direct.
Right.
I wish.
Yeah. So
if you're listening, Nintendo, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Let me know.
I think it's okay to be critical, but you don't have to be like hateful with it, Like there's still people behind these games, and I don't know. There's no sense in like spewing hate. Just there's something for everyone in this Direct to be excited about, even if it's not something you're blown away by. There's something that someone, more than like you're going to see this out of all the 40 games that they showed off or whatever, there's something you're going to pick up. So just let people enjoy things. I don't know, man.
It's tough. We get it. You may not have gotten the one thing that you wanted, but at least they announced something, right? Like they didn't have to have this Direct at all.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting enough just to have this Direct after so long. Like it was cool to see. I don't know, just so many games showcased, such a wide variety. Like it definitely sets the tone for the year that they're going to have. And people need to remember, like they didn't show their holiday 2021 titles.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's true.
Like this is
maybe they're going with like the quarter route. Like they'll show we're getting the first half. Maybe when that half comes through, like maybe in June, they're gonna say like, okay, here's what's coming out. The rest of the year, and then come January next year, they're like, okay, well here's, or maybe even come in November, they're like, okay, these are some of the titles that are coming out first quarter or first few months of the next year. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be nice.
Yep. And I think now that we've been a year within the pandemic, people need to understand like, a lot of these people are still working from home. So a lot of the games that came out last year, like they were already like kind of wrapping up. Not to say that there wasn't work to be done from home, but now we're getting into games that are being like fully developed from home. Like they're the timeline isn't the same anymore. Like you just have to understand that and be patient.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, I'll go with that. I agree with that. Yes.
Why?
Because there's parts of me where I'm like, I will say maybe. I think with this pandemic, and I get that people are working from home and everything. I just hope that companies are now realizing that good netcode is important.
Yeah.
Because if your netcode is bad, people are going to stop playing your games, or people are just going to consistently complain about it until something's done about it.
Sure.
I.e. Street Fighter, they complained about it, they patched it, still not the best, it's better. But I think moving forward, I think some of these companies need to realize that if you want your game to succeed in an event like this, you have to have good netcode to bring these players from across the world back together again.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to end this on, man. I'm glad you had the day off so we could watch that together.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty happy about that.
Hopefully they can plan future directs and announcements around that so we can do this again.
Yes, that'd be nice. Please, again, Nintendo, if you're listening.
Right.
Wednesdays and Thursdays are my day off.
Yep.
Anybody? Sony, Microsoft, you too?
Yeah. I'm not going to keep going down a rabbit hole. That's it for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm sure we'll get some more announcements here soon, whether that's with Pokemon next week or, even this weekend we've got BlizzCon, so not Nintendo specific.
Man, yeah, we got a busy week.
We've got BlizzCon, so I'm sure we'll be back either watching live or doing a podcast soon enough with everyone. So, any closing remarks, Trey, before we wrap it up?
Wash your hands, wear a mask, do your part. We want this thing to be over as soon as we can so that we can get back to seeing each other again.
Here we go. With that said, appreciate you guys for watching, listening, wherever you're at. We appreciate the support. Make sure to like, subscribe, throw us your fam questions in the Discord if you have any for our next podcast. And until next time, stay safe. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks for listening to FAMcast. Be sure to subscribe for the latest episodes and follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and our other socials at For All Manakind.